Hello everybody, CritCrab here with another story, this one about a DM that seemingly didn't want his party of adventurers to go out adventuring. It's understandably really weird, but just before we get into that, I want to thank our amazing sponsors, Grim Hollow. Embark on a dark quest through the grim-dark world of Etheris in Grim Hollow. If you like dark fantasy like Castlevania and the Souls games, you're going to love this. With a fully built world complete with lore, history, factions, and NPCs, it is ready to go for DMs that want to explore darker themes in their games. But where Grim Hollow really shines is that it's more than just a campaign setting. It adds new spells, transformations, and even alternate game mechanics that transforms vanilla Dungeons & Dragons into a grimdark league of its own. You can get a PDF or even a hardcover book via the links in the description. Anyways, roll post. Firstly, this happened some time ago, but I felt it fit perfectly here. Second, I am no longer in the group that this happened with. Lastly, I'm on mobile, so apologies for spelling mistakes and punctuation and formatting. Now, on to the horror story. I am one of 5 players in a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition homebrew campaign, playing a variant human fighter. I know, ew, gross, disgusting, boring fighter. Well, I'll play Sparkles the Eldritch Sorcerer next time and make sure all of my cantrips erupt in a shower of arcane glitter. I've always been a fan of the gritty aesthetic of medieval soldiers, and I wanted to hone in on that with my character. Hence came Victoria Ashthorne, variant human samurai fighter. I had an idea of what I wanted, and during session 0 the DM seemed to love my idea. He asked, "So, are you a former soldier, or are you still affiliated with the army?" Not knowing it would be my own downfall, I say she's still affiliated. I wanted her to be a somewhat high rank, which the DM was opposed to. After some talking, he agreed to say that I was a low-ranking officer since we were starting at level 3. I was more than fine with this. I roleplayed it as Victoria served in the war that ended a few years before the campaign began. She wasn't content to just stand around in some fort during times of peace when she could be out in the world doing acts of good. So she applied for leave and was granted the freedom to go out and adventure. But the DM said, "You may be called back sometime if the army needs you." I didn't think much of it beyond imagining that it may be a small part of the campaign later on. I was excited to play my character. Multiple sessions later, the party is all level 5 and Victoria gets a letter. It's from the commander of her army, and he's calling her back to duty. No explanation. DM, is there a possible reason? Do I know of war brewing anywhere or conflict happening that might need me to return? Nope, the letter doesn't say why, but it's giving you a direct order from your superior. We didn't have any other plot hooks at the time, so the party went with Victoria to the fort so that I could report in. My plan was to enlist my party under my command so that we could continue to operate together. After discussing this with the commander, he said no and that he just needed me. This kind of confused me, so I asked the DM what this meant. He just feels it's better to have all soldiers accounted for and on base. He doesn't like that you're off wandering the world. So I tried making my case to the commander, saying that we've been serving the country by doing acts of good and keeping the peace in ways that the army just can't. But that makes him furious. He wants to have me arrested for vigilante justice. No chance for diplomacy. He attacks me when I show hesitation and we roll initiative. Many rounds of combat later and the party is all unconscious thanks to this high-level NPC and his guards. We wake and the party is set free, but Victoria gets executed. Just like that. That was it. This is when I started getting really mad at the DM. Me. You're just gonna kill my character because I don't want to stop adventuring? What was your plan even? DM. Me? I didn't have a plan. Your commander had a plan. He didn't like having a soldier wandering around without orders. It's nothing personal, you should have just complied. Me. Well, how was I supposed to keep playing if he wouldn't let me keep adventuring with the party? DM. Oh, you'd have to make a new character. That would be story over for her. Fighters are kinda boring. They don't even get to do much at later levels anyway. Play a paladin or barbarian. The rest of the players tried to call him out on his bullshit too, but the DM took it personally and told us that the session was over. And he kicked us out. That was the last time I ever heard from him. Apparently he tried to get the others to keep coming, but only a few went back, and even they didn't keep going for very long. But I can't blame them after what he did to my character. TLDR, DM tells my soldier character that she can't keep adventuring. I try to argue my case, but the DM executes me for subordination among other things. Then acts like it wasn't his fault my character died. End post. If I were to describe this story in 2 words, they would be missed potential. This could have been an amazing side plot or even a main story, a renegade party being hunted by the military. This could serve as a very convenient side campaign for whenever the game slows down or the main plot hooks dry up, and I'm definitely going to be stealing this for my later campaigns. On to my next concern. Why kill the character? I get that he didn't want OP to keep playing a fighter, but that is just so abysmally petty I don't even want to believe it, even though it's probably true. This could easily have been solved with a simple conversation, even just stepping in and saying, hey, fighters suck, play something else. I mean, that would have been less dickish, but still really dickish. Lastly, I don't get the fighter hate. People like to say that fighters are too vanilla and boring, but it's honestly one of the most versatile and easy to use classes out there. On top of that, you get amazing subclasses like the Eldritch Knight and Battlemaster. Fighter is one of my favorite classes in Dungeons & Dragons, and they really don't get enough love. Shout out to all of my fighters watching this video. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more stories just like this one. Till next time.